Leutnant? Was haben Sie denn da?
Beutewaffe. Was ein Müll.
Haben Sie den neuesten Scharfschützenmitschwung gehört?
Nee, erzähl.
Also, Scharfschütze geht zum Büchsenmacher und sagt, ich brauche unbedingt ein neues Zielfernrohr. Sagt der Büchsenmacher, überhaupt kein Problem. Hier, neuestes Modell. Dann schaust du mal da hinten, da ist mein Haus, guckst du durch, siehst du meine wunderschöne Frau. 2 Kilometer Entfernung, knacke scharf. Und der Scharfschütze des Zielfernrohrs schaut durch und sagt, oh oh, da ist ein Kerl bei deiner Frau. Sagt der Büchsenmacher, kann überhaupt nicht sein. Guckt durch, ist ganz erzürnt und sagt, weißt du was, wenn du meiner Frau in den Kopf schießt und den Kerl in den Schwanz, dann kriegst du von mir das Zielfernrohr umsonst. Und der Scharfschütze des Zielfernrohrs schaut durch und sagt, weißt du was, das schaffe ich jetzt mit einem Schuss. And they say Germans don't have any sense of humor. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Andy, welcome to Screenfire. I can tell you this intro was the most awkward shoot we had so far. Not only are the uniforms uncomfortable, but there were tourists and people just walking by and seeing us in those uniforms standing around. Of course, immediately filming us with their smartphones, and the heat, it was so hot on this day. Well, that's what we do for you to entertain you. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe at the end. If you want to follow me on Instagram, just look for the JediBird85. Sniper Elite is one of those games where I feel old, because I still remember the first and especially the second part. It was released in 2012 and now we arrived at Sniper Elite 5. And you know what? Not much changed, but still many things changed. Sounds like a contradiction, but let me explain what I mean by that. First, let's talk briefly about the story and the setting. Just like in all the predecessors, we play as Karl Fairburn. This time we have the task to help liberate France and stop Abelard Möller, who is in charge of the mysterious Kraken project that could change the outcome of the war. The story is okay, I guess, but to be honest, I never was really invested in Sniper Elite's story. It always was kind of a background noise. But what I have to say as a German, the voice acting of the German soldiers in this game is terrible.
Welcher Idiot hat zugelassen, dass diese Informationen gestohlen wurden? Der müsste hier eigentlich im Müll wühlen.
You can hear that they are native speakers, but with no acting experience whatsoever. I would even go so far and say it sounds like a parody. So, Rebellion, if you hear this, contact me. I would be glad to help you out. Let's talk about the gameplay. Just as in the last games, you start on a huge map. You have one main objective, for example, reaching the head of the resistance, and secondary objectives such as destroying coastal artillery or killing high-ranking officers who are in the area. And of course, there are also a lot of collectibles you can find on your way. Those are flags, stone eagles, dog tags, orders and letters. I know it's a small thing, but there are many typos and grammar mistakes when it comes to German words and sentences. And there's the same problem with the propaganda posters you can find on the maps. Why couldn't they just use the original ones? It's kind of immersion breaking, but I guess only if you speak the language. You can measure the distance with your binoculars and adjust your scope to land a perfect hit, even if the target is far away. That's something I really liked because it gives you even more the feeling of being a badass sniper. The maps are beautiful and they really capture the feeling of being in France. There are a lot of possibilities how you can play. You can sneak your way through the game or run guns blazing. But for me, there was only one way to play that was really satisfying. And that is the Hitman approach. Just like Agent 47, it's way more fun to be a ghost and kill only if it's really necessary. If you have to shoot, it has to be silent. You can hide your shots with broken generators, bombs that are dropped nearby, or other noises, just like in the predecessors. I tried to play full Rambo mode and even a combination of silent sniping and shooting back with my submachine gun when I was caught, but it's just not satisfying. One core element of the game is to feel like a sniper, and to be honest, the game just feels like a bad third-person shooter if you don't play it that way. Half the fun is to just lay around and tag enemies, watch them closely and figure out a way to outsmart them. Which isn't that hard, to be honest, because the AI is really not that good. It's not terrible either, but in comparison to The Last of Us 2, for example, it feels like it's from another century. Occasionally you have a soldier ignoring a dead body or run into your rifle fire despite being shot at from the direction they're running to. It's just weird, but there's something that could make up for it, but unfortunately I didn't have the time to check it out before the game was released. It's a co-op and invasion mode, so just as in Dark Souls, you can invade other players' campaigns, and you also can call a friend for assistance and play in co-op. And you know what? Co-op is always fun, and Sniper Elite is one of the best games to include both modes. The weapon customization is insane in this game. Of course, you can change your loadout and pick different rifles, guns, submachine guns, grenades, and so on. But you can customize so much more. From receivers to stocks, scopes, barrel length, magazines, and even what kind of wood you want to use for your rifle. And because all those aren't just cosmetics, you have very detailed stats that help you to create the perfect rifle for your playstyle. But only 4 stats are really important: power, rate of fire, control, and mobility. In each level you can find workbenches where you can unlock even more options, and it was kind of overwhelming, maybe even unnecessary. I don't know about you, but if there are too many options, I tend to unlock only a few and choose the one that is most suited for me and ignore the rest. What's also very convenient is that you have different loadouts for each game mode. So no matter if you want to play the campaign, the Axis invasion mode, survival mode, or multiplayer, you don't have to waste your time customizing your loadout, which is pretty nice. One of the most fun things in any Sniper Elite game is bullet time. There's just something really satisfying to watch a bullet entering a skull and see the eye popping out from 200 meters distance. But except for bone deflecting bullets and other small things, not much changed compared to the second game. I think it's mostly a graphics or engine problem. The facial animation is really stiff, not only if you're entering bullet time, but in general. It's just not the next generation level of detail I expect from a game. They need to change that at some point. The game is not ugly, I would even say it's beautiful, but not for a PS5 or Xbox Series X game. A feature that many of you may find boring, but I loved throughout the series, are ribbons you can collect. There are ribbons for single and for multiplayer. That's good because most of the time I'm only interested in earning the single player ones, and then I have to force myself to collect all of them because it's annoying as hell if half is missing. You can earn them several times each, and they have different categories such as stealth, tactics, lethal, and so on. While you're undetected, kill 15 soldiers or disable the alarm, for example. If you are a collector and a completionist, Sniper Elite 5 has a lot to offer. There are medals to earn as well, but of course you can ignore them and just play the game. There is a tutorial at the beginning of the game with the character commenting on what you have to do, and it starts slowly, but if you are unsure and you think you forgot something, you can also check out the tutorial section under service record with those really nice drawings. There's also a XP-based skill tree for combat, equipment, and body skills. You earn those points and XP during the campaign, so just play it and upgrade as soon as you have points to spend. If you want to play as an Axis soldier in invasion mode, you can upgrade a separate skill tree as well. There are also cosmetics for single and multiplayer, but strangely enough the symbols were censored in multiplayer, but I don't know why, because it's not censored in single player. It's not a deal breaker, but I just thought it was odd. Of course, our favorite mission objective is also back: target the Führer. A mission where you have to assassinate Hitler on his Berghof headquarters in Berchtesgaden. It's always a lot of fun to do that and something to fantasize about. Unfortunately, this mission wasn't included in the test version I received and I couldn't buy it because I played it before it was released, but I'm sure it's a lot of fun. Even though they always get something wrong with Hitler's uniforms. It's not historically correct. I was thinking about doing a video about Hitler in video games and what kind of things so many games did wrong when it comes to his character or appearance. I'm a little bit of a history nerd when it comes to World War II, so if you're interested in this, let me know in the comments. So the big question is, should you buy Sniper Elite 5? I would say only if you want to spend 50 hours or more and if you're into challenges and collecting items. The game has 10 missions and each mission has 2 to 3 hours playtime if you want to do it right. Sniper Elite is always about taking your time, be precise and find a way to get away unnoticed. If you want to play a game where you can rush through the levels and shoot lots and lots of enemies, this game is not for you. You should also accept that it's not a modern next-gen title, but Sniper Elite never was. Maybe V2, but the rest was always kind of the same. And it still is. I always call Sniper Elite my guilty pleasure because despite being a flawed game, it can be a lot of fun. If you want to check it out for free, it will be available for Xbox Game Pass on day 1. I give Sniper Elite 5 a 7.9 out of 10. If you already have the Game Pass and you like games such as Hitman or stealth games in general, check it out. And if you enjoyed the previous games, check it out as well.
You are a dead man. We've done our job and paid the price.
I'm coming for Operation Kraken and for you.
Meine Krake aus dem Ozean erheben und Zerstörung.
You enjoyed our review to Sniper Elite 5, yeah? Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe at the end, yeah?
Jawohl.
Jawohl. And tell us in the comments, what's your favorite World War II game? Or else your gun is broken.
You are broken.